Honorable Minister, we are delighted to have you. They knew that when the word gathers, there is no Nigeria there. That word is not totally complete, meaning absolutely nothing but to ask that let the dinner be served.
Last year, in the year on the 17th, I became Minister of Health. I had no illusions at all about the job, because I think that the challenges are tall and many. And I also know that I'm a professional in a political position, and that there are several things that I want to do which I may not be able to do. And there are some things that I will not be able to finish. But I think that we have a good opportunity to begin to do some things differently, and to begin to do some things right. And my first stab at it is to say that if we are going to make a difference to the health outcomes in Nigeria, we have to strengthen the system. And I believe that the system that needs to be strengthened is a system that addresses primary health care. Because if in fact you can deliver care close to home, then many people will be able to access care. So that is our first target. That's what we believe we should do, and ensure that antenatal care is available for pregnant women, make sure that children get immunization at and when they need it, make sure there is nutrition for little kids, and make sure that enough public information about health to everybody, and collaborate with water resources and all of this to ensure that we use water treatment. It's not glamorous, but that's what will make a difference to the health. Because at the end of the day, 70% of them require these services, and that's what we need. And it is cheap to deliver, and it will make all the difference. So it is not about technology, it's about the hard grind of making sure that people get these services to themselves. Now, there's a challenge being that federal government does not deliver primarily. Local governments deliver primarily, and states are supposed to enable them to do this. But we are not frazzled by that challenge, because we believe that if it's going to be by coercion, we have to make them do it. So we're working with state governments, and indeed only about 2 weeks ago we had them sign MOUs with us to say that this is what we want to do. Not only must they deliver primary care, they must also invest in health so that we can make a difference. Now, so from our position, what we believe we need to do is to then ensure that we have enough capacity to assist states and local governments to do what they need to do, and to be able to monitor what they're doing, and also to a certain extent begin to name and shame local governments and states that are not doing what they're supposed to do. I don't think that the time I have as minister, because President Yar'Adua has another year and 6 months to go. I don't think that time is sufficient to make all these changes. But I believe if we are able to establish and consolidate some of this, we will then hopefully reap these benefits of it over time. Something else that we've done, I believe that also will also make a difference, is that when you look at outcomes, health of any country is measured by maternal survival and child survival. When you look at outcomes of this, and if you aggregate the data of Nigeria, then you tell. But when you disaggregate the data, then you begin to see differences. Imo State has 90% immunization of children. You suddenly see that there there are differences, you know, and I know there are states that actually have women delivery facilities 80%. So it is not as terrible as people make it out. On the other hand, there are states where immunization of children is 10%. And there are states where delivery facilities is 5%. And so that is what we need to work upon. And I think we need to continue to use this kind of disaggregated data to address the gaps. So if, for an example, Imo State is doing 90%, what I want to do is encourage it to do 100%. And to also showcase what Imo State is doing to Sokoto State, to be able to see that, listen, you can do it. It doesn't take anything more than just commitment for you to do it. And so we're doing that. And we're creating opportunities for state governors and politicians to see that these are possibilities. They're not. It's not rocket science. Now we're going to continue to push that. I learned that from my days when I did HIV. And I recall very vividly that when I first did a Sentinel survey that showed that Cross River State had 12% self-prevalence. And I spoke with Donald Duke to say, listen, this is bad. And he told me, he said, I don't believe it. So what do I have to do to persuade you? And he said, well, you just assign the figures to us. Said, why would I do that? I don't have anything against cross surveillance. So I went to the House of Assembly in Cross River State, and I stood before them. And I called all of the physicians and the nurses and the technologists that helped me in Cross River to come and tell them how the blood samples were collected. And they told them, oh, we collected from there and there and there. This is where we analyzed the blood sample. This is what we did later. By that point, the penny dropped. Everybody realized, oh, this is serious matter. But from then on, Donald Duke assembled his cabinet, and we met 6 times over a period of a year in the entire cabinet, and we had a work plan for each ministry and each parastatal, of course, to address each other, and it crashed. We saw it come down. Cross River is the only state in Nigeria today that has persuaded itself that, oh, we can do it. And if you go into any hotel in Cross River State, every hotel room has a comment. Wow. I mean, it was something that you needed that political leadership to understand, but after he did it, we then presented it to the rest of them, and people started falling in line. So it is possible to achieve. But of course, it takes a bit of time, energy, and all of that. So to do. So I have confidence that over time we will straighten things out. No, but there are some quick wins, and that's why we probably won't have relevance. Today, we record now closely allied to primary care is the fact that states which run state hospitals have also not paid attention to those state hospitals. When I qualified, I always remember those days. My colleagues, in fact, many of my colleagues, I think a greater number of people from my class did their internship at Adeoyo Hospital, which was a very, very, very well-established hospital. Today, it doesn't exist. You know, the hospital is collapsed because the state really doesn't just care about hospital.